guys, what's up? It's your boy, metalmatt. Thanks for rocking with me, as always. Is he gonna say it? Is he? Is he gonna say it? Is he gonna say it? Like, share, subscribe, bell, all that good stuff. Yes. Alright. It's good to see you guys again. It's good to be seen. It's nice to be seen, or it's nice to see and be seen. My last therapist used to say that. Ties into my thoughts tonight. COVID, coronavirus, pandemic, what have you, right? We are, as of this recording, in the midst of it still. At this very moment here in America, the Democratic National Convention, the DNC, is going on. I don't even know where it's taking place geographically, and I don't care. Yes, I am very politically active, and I have no interest in the two-party system in this country anymore. Seeing way too much to look. Vote your conscience. Vote for who you think is best. Just don't kid yourself that the system's not completely bought and sold and paid for. Be active. I'm active. Just, I think we need something new. I think that what we've got is really, really broken. So, anyway, that's enough politics for now. Off stage. My thoughts about the quarantine, or in particular myself, right? Why else watch my channel unless you want to hear what Matt thinks of XYZ? Though I would like to get streaming at some point so we can all have a conversation back and forth. It's funny, I follow now that guy Richard Grannon, who is fantastic. He's a life coach and something of a quasi-therapist. I was drawn to his channel because he does a lot of material on narcissism, NPD in particular, narcissistic personality disorder. He also talks about people with borderline personality disorder. I have ex-girlfriends with either or, a couple of them. And that has to do with, you know, it's not saying like, oh, the thing about me when it comes to partners is like, I can't stand when people go, oh, my crazy ex-girlfriend, oh, my crazy ex-boyfriend, in a very dismissive way. Because who's to say you're not the crazy ex-girlfriend or crazy ex-boyfriend to them, right? And right now, she's drowning her sorrows with her girlfriends and talking about what a scumbag you are, or, you know, change the gender, or no gender, what have you, right? Everyone is someone else's least favorite person. Make that a t-shirt. But coming, so again, like I've had in other videos, rehab will be a small part of the story, but not the entirety of the story. I've got plenty of videos about that. I have a playlist of that, as you guys know. Check those out. I've got a playlist that's entirely about, well, recovery, rehabilitation, relapses, things like that. It all happens. It's all part of trying to live a healthier life, especially when you live with really dangerous habits for a long time, like many of my friends do, and myself for quite a while. It's weird, you know. It's one of those things that's just by nature of getting older, just being alive and aging, right? Just we're all getting older, right? That's what happens when you live. You get older with each passing day. But as I stack up the years, it's more and more of this sensation of, oh, I had a problem with my substances and activities of choice for a longer and longer time, it seems. Even if I'm stacking up like I am now, a lot of clean time without using, without relapsing, you go, well, this thing's been in my life for a little while, you know, kind of like that, my bad knee, or my, you know, my girlfriend's cat, you know, whatever. It's like, it's been in your life a while now. Each passing day, it's been in your life a little bit longer than it was the day before. So, but the reason I bring up the R words is when you do, I can't speak for everyone who's done rehab inpatient, specifically where you live in the place and come out, and also y'all that have history with incarceration, prison, jail, what have you, work camps, anything like that. Even actually to military. So stuff that's like, let's say, has a perfunctory aspect to it, heavy emphasis on discipline and structure and schedule, things like that. Those types of things, right? That's the loose topic of this video. And I would love to, like I say, in just about every video, I want to get you guys' thoughts. I'd love to get your thoughts about this. But my particular take, and this is not anything like crazy epic, or because I have other videos on here that are getting into all kinds of stuff, right? I'm always a hair away from getting into one of my favorite things, theory of mind. Start talking about John Searle and the Chinese room experiment. Oh my God, hold on to your wigs, because they're gonna come right off. More simple than that, more practical than that, right? So anyway, like I was saying, so when you go into a system like a rehab or a jail or community service, I would even say, probably can relate to this in some way. You go in and you're doing it, and the whole idea is to change your behavior, your actions, and your reactions, so that when you're around whatever it was that caused you problems in the past, you hopefully won't respond the way you used to, right? So you won't reach for the substance or the little black book or your bookie's phone number, right? Or add to cart on Amazon or whatever you have a problem with, whatever you use compulsively and destructively. But in my particular case, uniquely to the kind of thing I did, and I have a lot of friends who, like me, were in for a set period of time, and either like me completed and coined out, or just got done and they'd had enough and they left, or they had a court case kind of a thing. I've got a few friends like that who had actual legal cases and charges and stuff, and depending on how that panned out, they either went home or went to jail. A couple guys I am friends with are right now serving out the rest of their sentences that got suspended while they were in the rehab spot with me and the others. So there's some guys who shouldn't be able to watch this, but if you guys can, hello, how you doing in there? I hope you're staying safe. Wear your shower shoes. God knows what's on the floor in those places, right? Bad enough in a rehab, but I can't imagine in a pod with like 50 other guys. God, you can just imagine what's on the floor of those showers. So you learn these ways to cope with the outside world, so that when you leave and you go back and go back to rejoining society, all those kind of dull terms you hear, which they apply. They do. They're dull, but they apply. You now have tools to cope, right? Whereas you used to go, oh no, I'm gonna blank. Now I will. Let me cut to the chase, right? Enough of the foreplay. Let's get to the effing. I have not been able to use most of the coping skills I learned in rehab. I graduated from rehab the end of March, so it's now almost 5 months since I graduated from rehab. And I've had very few opportunities to use the tools we used in there. Like stuff like you go to a restaurant with friends and there's a bar in the restaurant or whatever, or you're at your friend's house and he's got a keg of beer or whatever, or your friends are they're imbibing in the substance, right? And it's right there, and hey Matt, have some, and will I or won't I? I haven't been able to do almost any of that. I've seen a few friends, and they all have known my situation, so there has been no pressure. Certainly I've been places where the things were available. That's happened a few times. And I dealt with those. I'm pretty proud of myself. I dealt with those well, didn't slip. But it's not quite the same as what I've heard other people talk about, having left rehab and coming back out into whatever you want to call it, the real world, or whatever it is outside of those places. Because the real world's not like it was, and the whole, what is normal? Are we going back to normal? All that stuff. Who knows? And, the new normal, all these phrases. I find this stuff absolutely exhausting and aggravating and way too politicized. Like my earlier statements in this video, which I still left kind of nebulous. You have to give me some credit for that, right? I didn't tell you who I'm voting for or anything. But yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's like it's kind of like in a way I went back to school, right? I went to college, went back to college, and I got a degree in a thing that I come out and I absolutely can't use almost any of it because you're supposed to stay in your house if you can and wear a mask in public, and social interaction is very, very limited now and kind of perfunctory and often very uncomfortable. Myself, I find I'm more sort of brusque and kind of push through, get out of my way now in public during this quarantine period. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm being honest, I don't know. I have a very low tolerance for bullshit, but that's been the case for a really long time. But I have to say, during this quarantine, I have like zero tolerance for bullshit. I've been that guy. Some of you probably know what I'm going to say. I've been that guy in the supermarket who goes, "Hey, you want to shut the fuck up and buy your groceries already so the rest of us can go home?" I've been that guy. Feel free to hate me. I don't care. I'm not there to be... You're having a good day? That's great. You're sad? That sucks. I'm sorry. I don't need to hear your goddamn life story when I've got a box of cookies in one hand and a quart of milk in the other. I just want to get home so I can have some cookies and put the milk in the fridge. I don't need to know your whole goddamn life story, no matter how friendly of a little old lady you are, or a big dude who's funny and jovial, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. I'm not interested. Unless you are unbelievably fucking charming. Otherwise, I don't want to hear it. Shut up. Shut it. So maybe that's part of the post-rehab experience, you know, for me is I just don't have time for anybody's bullshit. I really don't. Like most people bore me like a lot now. I get bored really easily. And a word I've been using a lot more and more, and I've noticed a few of the other YouTubers I follow use it too, and my new therapist used it yesterday, a session with him. Drained and draining. I feel drained or like I'm involved in things that are draining more often than not lately. Like a lot. Like 9 times out of 10. How do you feel today, Matt? God, I feel drained. That could be having to do with my recovery and my actual, you know, biological stuff that's being repaired and healing and stuff. That could be part of it for sure, but I don't think that's all of it. I think it's really that I'm just older. I've seen enough, a lot, and I'm kind of tired of a lot of stuff. And unless you're one hell of a storyteller, and most people are not, I don't really want to hear about your fucking Thursday afternoon. So, you know, be that as it may. And let me be very clear real quick. I'm not just like rude from the jump. Like I just immediately start yelling at person like, "Shut up! Don't tell your damn story. Nobody cares." I'm not that guy. I don't do that. That's crazy. I'm very, very well mannered. My parents did a good job raising me. I have manners. I get a lot of compliments on my manners, which I'm proud of. I work to actively cultivate them and keep them going. So I'm always there to open the door for someone, or if somebody, you know, drops their groceries, help them get their stuff. I'm not gonna just walk past like a scumbag. But the point I'm making is, if you want to say to me, you know, "Hey, good afternoon," and I go, "Oh, good afternoon to you. You know, have a good day as well." We're good. Like we're good. I don't need to know that you're gonna go to your buddy's house now and watch, you know, Lord of the Rings, the full 12-hour version on Blu-ray. I'm good. Like I don't need to know that. Good for you. Have fun. I've seen them too. Great. Elves and orcs and dragons and shit. Woohoo. You know, I don't need to know that. And I'm nearly certain you don't care that I'm about to go home and watch an NFE film, New French Extremity. Like you don't want to know that you don't care that I'm going to go home and rewatch Frontiers or Inside or Martyrs, you know, for the umpteenth time. Movies that just, you know, most people, it would send them crawling up a tree like a scared cat, you know, or for me, a fun way to kill an afternoon. You probably don't give a shit. Or on my channel, you probably give a shit. Or maybe you do, but at the supermarket, you don't care. And you're never going to watch Martyrs. It's probably, especially the silly suburb I live in at the moment. I can't imagine people in this town having any edge whatsoever to them. Like, oh, I'll check out something hyper-violent. No, you won't. No, you won't. You guys think the Taken movies with Liam Neeson are really violent? No offense, Liam Neeson, you're fun. And the first Taken's a lot of fun. I like that movie a lot. The second one's and the third one's absolutely ridiculous, but they're fun. They're not that violent though. So stop patting yourself on the back. You're not that tough. All right. Well, this was it's really go many places, but it's just a check-in. I like vlogging. Decided to do this one from home for a very practical reason. It is extremely hot outside right now. Like, it's, I don't have my watch on, but I think it's around 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, California time, and it's gotta be at least 80 degrees outside, Fahrenheit, at least. No, Celsius, Matt, can you imagine 80 degrees Celsius? I'd be melting flesh on my skeleton. Like the guy in RoboCop who gets hit with the toxic waste, or the toxic waste in the car hits him and he explodes. Well, I'm all about that cinematic violence tonight, huh? There's a theme there. Vibe check, cinematic violence. Not bad. Could do worse. So yeah, thanks for once again, guys, for checking in, saying hello with your boy Matt, little Matt over here. Always a pleasure, always. I think I said in the last video, the one about parenthood, that I try to be lighter on the next one. I think I accomplished my goal pretty handily this time. This has been much lighter than that one. And that video's gotten quite a bit of traffic. It's only been up for a day and a half, I think, and it's got more views in a shorter amount of time than anything I think I've posted so far, which is not a lot so far. My audience is growing very slowly, and I'm very carefully, I'm rolling out my presence with this channel, but hopefully when things get up and rolling better and people are interested in my back catalog and what have you, I'll be checking these things out. Update on that situation real quick. She was very upset, and it will not deter me because her son is helpless and he's stuck with her as far as I can tell. Legally, I don't know what else can be done. I gotta be careful what I say on camera, but I've done as much as I can at the moment to try to help him. I have other options, I have people I can contact, but right now I'm weighing in my mind what would be worth risking to try and help him further. Because as I said in that video, you guys saw how worked up I was. It was not an act. I'm genuinely concerned about that little boy. Genuinely. I think his mother is a terrible fucking person. That said, thanks as always for rocking with me, and I'll talk to you soon.